tomorrow night at the Hulu Theater here in New York City, next to Madison Square Garden, Ireland's own and Ireland's rising star, King Callum Walsh, will be taking on the Bronx's own Ismael Villarreal for the WBC U.S. Silver Super Welterweight 154-pound championship. And I was at the presser yesterday for King Callum Walsh, and he says that he's trying to make a big showing, and he wants to put away Ismael Villarreal. Here, let's take a look.
That's why I had to go straight to 10 round fights because I didn't want to be going the distance, but and that fella ran as well for 6 rounds, so I was hard. He ran away. I would have caught him, he was getting tired, but I only had 6 rounds. But yeah, no, this time I feel like I'm not going to come into New York City and try to go the distance or go in there and move around and try to get some rounds. I'm coming into New York City to finish this guy. I'm fighting another up-and-coming fighter. And that's what I want to do. I want to come in here to New York into his back garden and put him away and show all the fans over here that I'm coming in, I'm here to stay. And that's the point I want to prove on Thursday night.
What's good, YouTube? What is good? Thank you for coming through, and thank you for checking out the video. If you like the video, please go on and like the video and share the video and help promote this fight that's happening tomorrow night here in New York City. I think we're going to have a really good fight. I think both these fighters' styles are going to clash. These guys are, big, heavy punches. I personally know Ish Villarreal, and his last 6 wins have been by knockout. He's lost a fight within the last year, but it was on a close split decision, lost, and I believe it was in Kansas. And, he's fighting a guy from Ireland that is being backed by UFC's Dana White and Callum Walsh. And he's 8-0 with 7 KOs. And he just, as you just heard, he just talked about how he wants to try to make a big statement and put Ish away. I think we're going to get a good fight. I'm not making a prediction. It's obvious who I would like to win the fight, but I actually, after meeting Calum, seemed like a really nice guy, had a very good head on his shoulders, so I cannot hate the kid. I don't hate anybody, actually. I like all fighters. I like what they do, respect what they do, as everyone should. So yeah, I hope my guy wins in Ish Villarreal, but Calum, really good guy, really good head on his shoulders. I'll get to maybe speak with him more later on today at the weigh-in. But yeah, I'm expecting a good fight. Hopefully you guys can check it out. If you can't make it to the fight, I know a lot of you are not even here in New York. It'll be on UFC Fight Pass. They're promoting this under the UFC banner because the UFC is coming to New York. They'll be here this Saturday as well for the big UFC pay-per-view as well. So yeah, as you can see the size differential. Ish is about 5'8", and Callum Walsh is about 6 feet on the dot. And it should be interesting. Ish. I did an interview with Ish. Check it out on my channel. Check out the videos. You'll see he seems very confident. Going for this fight. I just saw him actually a little bit yesterday as well. He couldn't make the presser. He had to work. But Callum was there, and he was there with Freddie Roach, and the promoter Tom Laughlin was there as well. Nice little outing. Very respectful. Good kid. He answered all the questions. I asked him a question, and I'm gonna play that in a little bit. So yeah, check out the video on my channel. The interview we did with Ish, and hopefully you guys can check out this fight, and then maybe I'll post more pictures and video of the weigh-in if I get a chance to later today. So without further ado, let me go to this question. I kind of stumbled on this question a little bit to Caleb, but it's kind of like my first kind of press conference, so bear with me on any stumbles. But let me share that with you, and I'll also share with you some of the press conference video as well, and sign off. So how you doing, Callum? My name is Thomas. I'm born and raised in New York City, born in the Bronx. And as a New Yorker and a fan of boxing, we've seen guys like, Puerto Rican descent. We've seen like guys like Cotto, Trinidad, fill up the Garden. How does it feel like, I know you was at the the Serrano, Katie Taylor fight. The energy must have been crazy there. How does it look that maybe in the future we'll see you at maybe in March 17, like the St. Patrick's Day parade, like during that weekend? That's got to be a big moment. What do you think about fighting on that, during that week?
Yeah, definitely. I went to that Katie Taylor Man Serrano fight, and the atmosphere in there, and the feeling of standing there, and I could feel it. I could imagine it being myself, walking in there. I could only imagine how that could feel.
Yeah.
For the fighters, it must be an unbelievable feeling, and I'm looking forward to just starting to make the progress to there on Thursday night. This will be the beginning of it.
Yeah.
This is just like a warm up, and like you said, maybe get back here in March, St. Patrick's Day, and who knows, who knows what's going to happen. I'm definitely looking forward to
45-year history of HBO was really a shock that
going
they
on
decided to
Thursday
get out of boxing, and then now with
showing New York that I'm here to stay.
So that really leaves kind of a void for
regular
TV
fighter
dates.
in New York.
And we look forward to having you. I personally know the guy you're fighting against from the Bronx, Ismail, and I think this is going to be a great fight. He's coming off. His last 6 wins are by TKO. You're coming off a bunch of knockouts too. I think this is going to be an action-packed fight. Do you think this fight goes the distance?
I know it's going to be a good fight. I'm expecting him to come out strong, hungry. He's not going to want to lose his hometown, And there's a belt up for grabs too, If he can get that and keep it in his town, he's going to want to. So I'm not taking this fight lightly. I take every fight the same. I know he's going to come out strong and he's coming off 2 knockouts. But to be honest, I don't see it. I see myself getting the finish whether I finish him early and catch him cold, or I break him down and finish him late. But I definitely want to make a statement.
I want to thank you. I personally can't wait for this fight. I think we're going to get a great fight, win or lose, both sides. I'm supporting both guys. Obviously I'm a good friend with him, but I just want to see a good fight. I think the energy is going to be great, and I look forward to seeing you. Hopefully, maybe St. Patrick's Day weekend. I think that would be great. So, thank you. All
right. Being on the show. With that, I want to introduce someone who really needs no introduction, who's had many fighters fighting at Madison Square Garden. 42 champions, if I have the number correct. It keeps going up, but Hall of Fame trainer Freddie Roach. Freddie, if you can say a few words about being here at the Garden and how everything's gone with training Callum. And also, Freddie has actually 2 other fighters from his gym. One other fighter that he trains, Gori Ritzian, and Umar Jambekov, who trains with Marvin Smodio, but both out of the Wildcard gym as well.
It's great to be here, and New York, it gets no better. And I have 3 fighters in the show, and Callum is my main guy, and he's looking really good, and I can't wait to see him fight at Madison Square Garden. It's going to be great. Thank you.
If you look at this show, when we were planning to bring this, and I was talking to Sal Federico and Joel Fisher and Larry Torres, all the amazing staff at Madison Square Garden, we knew, especially being on UFC Fight Pass, we know Dana's standards as far as having competitive fights on UFC Fight Pass. We're really trying to bridge the gap between the UFC fans and the boxing fans. I think this is really the first attempt to cross-promote with an exciting boxer, but also with Dana's support and with UFC Fight Pass support, getting the UFC fans to tune into boxing. So we knew we had to put on a competitive show. All the matches are tremendous. As I mentioned, the fighters that Freddie has on, Gori Ritzian is in a very tough fight against Veron from Argentina. King Sandoval, who's on the show, he's fighting Wesley Farrar from Brooklyn. And also Umar Jambekov is in a tough fight against the French Revolution. Frederick Joulin, also from Brooklyn. And Callum, he hasn't turned down one opponent that we've proposed to him, and Freddie supports him 100% in his ability. Callum has that rare ability to have an outstanding amateur career that's made the successful transition to the professional ranks, and we think that he's got a beautiful chemistry with Freddie Roach. Callum did a tremendous amount of publicity yesterday. He was on Sirius XM with Jerry Cooney. Jerry Cooney's actually going to be part of the broadcast team on Thursday night. So we're excited to have Jerry involved with the promotion. He's fought as a heavyweight. He's fought at Madison Square Garden before. Also very local, popular local Irish fighter who now has, as I mentioned, a Sirius XM radio with Randy Gordon. So Callum's done a tremendous amount of publicity. He was at the Knicks game last night, and this really is starting to feel like Callum's second home, with being in between the West Coast where he trains and all of his friends and family and fans in Ireland. This seems to be only the first of many fights in New York City. So with that, I want to turn it over to Callum Walsh, and then after Callum says a few words, we can certainly open it up to the media for questions, and then do any other one-on-one interviews that are desired.
Yeah, so I just want to thank everybody involved in the promotion for the show. I want to thank Madison Square Garden for letting me fight there. I know it's only my 9th fight, and going all in on the promotion. Put me up on the screen last night at the game, giving me a jersey, sitting me courtside. You don't get much better than that. And especially Dana White, all the support that he's given me, that he's coming to the fight. He's going to bring some people out. And yeah, like Tom said a while ago, Tom thanked most of the people for me. But yeah, I look forward to. I'm going to thank you by putting on a big show Thursday night. That's all I'm going to thank you. I can say thank you here now all I want, but if I go in there and put on a shitty show on Thursday, you're not going to be happy. So I'm going to go in there Thursday and I'm going to put on the best show possible, give you a good fight, and that's all I thank you. And after, I'll meet you wherever, at the bar or whatever, and I'll thank you even more then with a couple of drinks. Forge Irish style. Yeah, so no, I'm just looking forward to putting on a good show Thursday night and getting the job done. And yeah, I'll be in New York till Monday, so I'll be around the place after the fight. Thank you.
I wanted to mention a couple of announcements. As Callum alluded to, I want to thank the sponsors for their show. Hustler of Hollywood is a large supporter of the Hollywood Boxing, Hollywood Fight Nights, and of Callum Walsh. Naturally, Howler had Whiskey, who's had a long-standing relationship with Callum and has been very supportive. And we just brought on a new sponsor, both for Callum personally and for the event, is Conor McGregor's Forged Irish Stout. So they've really gone above and beyond the relationship. Also, Tequila Mandala is going to be our official tequila for it. And I want to make an announcement that the after party, as Callum alluded to, after party will be here at Legends Sports Bar, hosted again by Enda. So we're looking forward to having all the fans come back here to celebrate the evening at Legends Sports Bar. And then tomorrow evening, I believe at 7 o'clock, we'll send out all the details officially, but at 7 o'clock, we're going to have the punch ball machine set up here in the front, and then we'll have a contest open to the fans, to anyone that wants to try to break Callum's record that he set in Boston. I believe it was 977. So we'll have a cash prize for the winner. If anyone can break his record, nobody in Boston can break his record, so we'll see if someone here from New York City can break his record, and then we'll also be giving some ticket giveaways to anyone that gets above a certain number. So we're looking forward to that here at Legends at 7 p.m. tomorrow night. We have a tremendous media turnout expected for tomorrow. That's one great thing about being the same week as UFC, the big UFC fight in the big building on Saturday night, that we're going to have the UFC media coming and the boxing media coming. So this might be the biggest media turnout that we've had at the theater at Madison Square Garden. So we're really looking forward to that. And the weigh-in is going to be tomorrow for the media. The weigh-in is going to be tomorrow at the Marriott Marquis starting at 4:30 p.m. And I know Bernie sent out a lot of the media alerts, and Fred Sternberg, but I just wanted to make that announcement as well. So anyone that wants to ask questions, we're happy to answer questions for anyone here on the panel, or like I said, we can always break it down into one-on-one interviews as well.